What up, YouTube? This your boy Down Low back with another reply. This one is the J. Cole, Miss America. And I got to say I'm impressed. Not just with this track, because this track is pretty good. But let's go over all of the songs that he's released recently since he's come back from hiatus. I believe it's been about 3 of them, man. And all of them have been at a high quality, very good fucking music. And I love this type of consistency, man, because it builds my anticipation for this album when it drops. Now, as I said multiple times in the past, man, J. Cole had the best album last year, hands down. And by how strong he's dropping right now, man, it shows me that he really hasn't lost a step since then. But the key question that has to be answered with time is, will he be able to overcome the sophomore slump? Or the sophomore curse, if that's what you want to call it. Everyone knows what the sophomore curse is. Basically, the second album is never as good as the first one. Now, the reason why this happens is because of the time factor that goes into play. When you drop your first album, man, you probably dropping a whole bunch of tracks that you created a long time ago, and this J. Cole album last year was no exception. But how the industry works, man, you have to drop another album a year later, and it has to be all fresh material. Basically, from the first album on, you only got 1 year, maybe a little bit of change in order to record and put out some new shit. While your first album, you got up to 10 years to develop that material. So of course your second album is not going to be as good as the first. But it's definitely going to be interesting because, as I said, so far, he hasn't disappointed. But anyway, on to today's article from DownLowPass.com. And today's article is about the Free Pimp C movement. Now, the Free Pimp C movement was the biggest community effort movement that hip-hop has ever delivered. You can't discredit other movements like Vote or Die or the Stop Snitching campaign, because both of those still have an effect today. But neither of them was as big as the Free Pimp C movement. And the reason why is because the timing just came together for this. See, the Free Pimp C movement sparked at the time when Houston came back on the scene really hard, man, with Chamillionaire, Paul Wall, Mike Jones, Slim Thugger. And the fact that each of these guys were having their own form of commercial success, and they all supported the Free Pimp C movement, it pushed it to levels that no movement have ever gone. Now, even though Pimp C was not freed off the strength of this movement, a lot of good did come out of it. Direct results from the Free Pimp C movement led to gangs having truces for an extended amount of time. Now, today when a famous rapper goes to jail, like say Max B, they try to pull the same thing, man, and it doesn't work nowhere near as powerful. And the reason being is people are sending out tweets instead of hitting the fucking streets like they did for the Free Pimp C movement. So I'm hoping there can be a bigger movement sometime in the future, but right now, the Free Pimp C movement was the biggest hip-hop has ever seen.